As a nonprofit leader, it's tough. I get it. There's limited resources. You don't have much time. You're running around chasing fires all day. How on earth can you invest in yourself to grow your team, to do the impactful work you were meant to do? Welcome to the Investing in Your Leadership series, where you are going to learn the 3 pillars of development that are going to help you build your confidence, learn to maintain your composure, and lead with your strength of character. We're really talking in this series about where you are investing your time, energy, money, and your focus so that you get the best bang for your buck. In the introductory podcast of this series, I talked about the 3 pillars being learning to manage yourself, learning to manage your team, and then learning to manage your priorities, theirs and yours. When we can go through those 3 pillars and learn how to invest time, energy, money, focus into those, you'll start to be more effective. You'll start to get out of survival mode. Now, again, I know you don't have a lot of time, so we're going to talk about how you can invest little bits of time, how you can find time, create time, make time to do this work. In the first episode, I introduced you to what I believe are the fundamentals of leadership. Be yourself, develop yourself, take care of yourself, and teach others to do the same. We spend a lot of time trying to lead in ways that we were taught or think we're supposed to, that there's a right way of leadership, and often that leaves us feeling inauthentic. We're going to talk about that today as we talk about managing yourself. But we need to learn to be ourselves, continually develop. Leadership is a process of developing yourself. It's a personal and professional development journey, not just professional. There's a personal component to it. So we need to be ourselves, develop ourselves, take care of ourselves. If you are running on empty, there is no way you're going to be able to do the work to lead well, to maintain your composure, to make good decisions. You need to learn to take care of yourself and find a bit of that work-life balance. It's not balanced, it's balancing. So you're always trying to figure out what you need to do to regain that sense of balance. So be yourself, develop yourself, take care of yourself, and then teach others to do the same. If you can teach your people to learn to lead with their strengths, to figure out who they are authentically and align with their values, to continue to grow themselves, to take care of themselves, man, you're going to have an incredible team. So we're going to dive in this podcast series to the first pillar today, manage yourself. What does that mean to manage yourself? There are 3 things that you are managing in this area: your essence, your emotions, and your energy. Your essence is who you are at your core. It's often why, me included, we get into trouble not leading with integrity or not leading authentically. I made this mistake because I and many of the leaders that I work with are falling into what I said earlier, this sort of, there's a right way to lead. And for most of us, we have learned how to lead from our mentors. Many of them were males. If we are learning to lead from the literature, many of the books were written by males. If you look at the breadth of leadership books written in the past 10, 20, 30, 40 years, most of them are written by men. And while there's an incredible amount of wisdom and knowledge in there, as women, we're different. We're just hardwired differently. That's just the truth of the matter. And some of those things that we've tried to shut off, like our emotions, are actually things that are going to help us in leadership and be more effective leaders. So in this category, what I really want you to start thinking about is, who are you at your core? In the training library, my membership site, I do a lot of courses that help you get to know yourself. And I encourage you to do some self-assessments, kind of pick and choose how you want to get to know yourself better, journaling exercises. But the idea is to start to look at, what are my values? What's important to me? Because you need to know which hills you're going to die on. You need to know how to make decisions. You need to know what you're basing your day-to-day work on based on your values. And are you aligning with those values? So that's one of the first steps to learning to manage yourself, is, what are my values? Then we're looking at, what are my gifts, my talents, my strengths? What am I good at? Both as a person, what are my core character strengths that kind of define who I am? And then what are my actual sort of tactical strategy, skill-based strengths? And you need to get a sense of those. I was really good at technical stuff. People often came to me to help figure out computers or do that kind of stuff, which was good. But I also had skills around writing. I was skilled in writing proposals or the policy manual. I had those skills. But in terms of my character traits, if you've followed me long enough, you know that I'm kind of friendly and I'm chipper and I get along with people easily. And when I tried to push that down, that's when I felt that integrity. When I had to move into the all business kind of leader, that didn't feel right. And it didn't work out very well either. I had to bring this softer, empathetic relationship building into who I was as a leader, because that's what gives me the strength. That's what gives me the ability to lead well. So that first part is really around your essence. Who are you at your core? And then managing your emotions, we've kind of touched on. We spend a lot of time, I hear it all the time. I just want to shut my emotions off. I just want to leave my emotions at the door. We cannot completely shut our emotions off, nor should we want to. Our emotions are incredible gifts and guides. And when we learn to manage those emotions, not shut them off, but manage them, that gives us the strength and the power and the confidence to have some of those conversations, to lead with enthusiasm, to build a sense of trust. Emotions, trust, positivity, excitement, motivation, and frustration, overwhelm are all just information. And when we can learn to manage those rather than trying to shut them off, because shutting them off doesn't work, we push them down. And what happens is they pop up unexpectedly at some point, which causes us grief. So learning to manage your emotions is really that part of this pillar. Manage your essence, manage your emotions, and then managing your energy, which we're going to talk about in a second. Really learning to manage what's going on. Inside the training library, there's a course called Emotional Control via Emotional Literacy, understanding more emotion words, understanding what sort of the granularity, you grind up, what does frustrated mean? Well, it actually means I'm embarrassed, or it actually means I'm hurt, or it actually means I'm feeling shame. When you can get that granular around emotions, that's what helps give you the strength to manage your emotions. So manage your essence, manage your emotions. And then the third one is managing your energy. You have a lot on your plate, and there is an incredible amount of things you need to do, places you need to be, people you need to talk to. And it's really easy at the end of your workday to feel like a wet noodle and not have the energy to put into the rest of your life. And that's not fair to you, and that's not fair to the people that you love. You need to learn to manage your energy. This is not a race. This is more of a marathon that never ends. And you need to learn to pace yourself. Inside the training library, I have a course called Wellness at Work. It is not just about something to do at the end of the day, going for a walk, having a bubble bath. You need to manage your energy throughout your day. You need to learn to insert breaks. You need to learn to eat. You need to learn to stretch. You need to learn to shift your focus throughout your workday in order to have the stamina to get through at a pace that's actually going to help you still have the energy for the rest of your life. So the mindset shift that I really want you to think about in terms of managing yourself is this shift from there's a right way to lead to I'm learning to lead with authenticity, which means you're figuring out who you are at your core. You're figuring out the type of person you're wanting to be. You're creating that in your engagement, in the way you work with people, in the way you show up. And you're starting to live much more in integrity and aligned with who you are. There is no right way to lead. So shifting from there is a right way to lead to finding my authentic way of leading, that's the mindset shift I want you to make. As with each of these episodes, there's a free resource for you. So what you're going to get in the links below is a 2-page sheet that has 20 some questions on it that help you start to get a sense of where you're at with managing yourself. Things like, do I know my values? Do I have healthy ways of relieving stress? Do I know what my strengths are? I make time for reflection. If you think about those, and again, there's 20 some questions, it starts to give you this kind of, okay, so where do you need to do work? Or no, I don't. Or yes, I do. How do I use that then going forward? So this worksheet just gives you some awareness around some of the things that are helpful to know, do, understand, create, so that you're leading from that strength of authenticity, who you are, and that you're managing yourself. For those of you in the training library, or for those of you who are eager to join the training library, I'm going to link to the course Values Verification, validating what's important to you. And again, it's not just identifying it, but you're going to go through in the course and get a deeper level, a deeper understanding of what your values mean to you, how they show up in your day-to-day world, how you're making value-based decisions, how you know when you're feeling off kilter with your values. That's an important piece of your leadership. It's fundamental to who you are, how you show up in the work you do. So for those of you in the training library, pop in, and even if you've done that course before, either go back through your notes and see if there's still alignment, see how things have shifted. Maybe you have a deeper understanding. Maybe you have more clarity. Maybe you have some questions that still need answered that require a little bit more self-reflection. Investing in your leadership excellence, that's what this series is about. When we're looking at this pillar, managing yourself, and we're looking at managing your essence, your emotion, and your energy, you need to invest some of your time into thinking about who you are, into how you're spending the little bit of energy that you have, and what you're actually doing to manage your emotions. That takes an investment of, sitting down for a few minutes and doing some self-reflective exercises. It doesn't take an incredible amount of time, but it does take that focus, getting away from the emails, getting away from the meetings, putting your phone aside, and just focusing on who am I? How do I show up at my best? What's the type of leader I want to be? And how do I create that impact on my team? That's the investment that's going to help you to lead with excellence. Imagine getting the leadership training you need when you need it. That's what you'll find with the training library. The oodles of lessons and worksheets and self-reflective exercises are going to help you build your confidence, learn to maintain your composure, and lead with your strength and character. In this series, we've been talking about investing time, energy, money, focus, and what's required of you to do this self-development work to really learn to manage yourself, your essence, your emotions, and your energy really is to invest some training time, to invest some learning time, and to invest some self-reflective time. And the training library gives you a framework to do that. As you work through courses like values verification, the emotions of time management, understanding your strengths, you're going to develop that clearer sense of yourself, find yourself feeling more confident as you lead. And that's what's going to give you that momentum and that courage to step more proudly, more confidently, more authentically, more courageously into leadership. If you're ready to invest a little bit of money, a little bit of time, a little bit of focus, you are going to find this plethora of resources inside the library that are really going to help you become more confident in your leadership abilities, bounce back when adversity hits, because it always does, be your best self, and find a place to belong. Every month we have a Zoom call where you can join me and the other ladies in the training library, get some questions answered, maybe have a little bit of coaching, but learn to connect with other people so that you're not feeling so alone in leadership. You should not have to do this by yourself. I'm here to support you on this journey. There are other women who are also on it and can give you ideas and suggestions. But your leadership journey really is a personal and professional development journey. You cannot just learn the skills of your job. You also need to learn how to use your own strengths, gifts, and talents to do the work that's required of leadership. That's how you start to create the experience of leadership you want. That's how you start to find more work-life balance. That's how you start to build that level of confidence and then impact, because that's really why you're here. I know you want to make a difference in your job. So go grab the worksheet. If you're in the training library or want to join the library, go start the values verification course and tune in next episode because we're going to talk about managing your team. So as we learn to lead with confidence, to invest in ourselves, to put time, energy, money, focus into the three pillars, learning to manage yourself, learning to manage your team, and learning to manage your priorities, both theirs and yours, you're going to find that it's going to take some time, but not a ton of time. If you will just invest 15 minutes a week, you will find things will start to turn around. If you have the ability to invest more time, go for it. But simply that one break of 15 minutes a week where you're starting to look at this, you will start to find the momentum pick up. If this has been helpful, please share it with another woman or many women who you think are ready to invest in themselves and to develop that sense of confidence and competence and composure and lead with their strength of character. Remember, personal and professional development are your path to success in both leadership and life. Go make the rest of your day awesome. Watch this video next to learn the so very importance of inner work in leadership.